What if the greatest battle you'll ever fight isn't against another warrior, but against yourself? Meet Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's most legendary swordsman, a man who walked into over 60 duels and walked out of every single one alive. He wasn't just a killer with a blade. He was a philosopher, an artist, and the author of the Book of Five Rings, a text that's influenced everyone from samurai to CEOs for centuries. But here's the twist. The man who never lost a fight spent the last years of his life teaching something that had nothing to do with defeating others. He spoke about a different kind of victory, one that's harder, deeper, and infinitely more meaningful. So what did Musashi really mean when he talked about victory over yourself? Let's dive in. Musashi's life reads like an action movie scripted by a Zen monk. Born in 1584, he fought his first duel at age 13 and won. By his early 20s, he'd already carved out a reputation as one of the most dangerous men in Japan. Over 60 duels, 0 defeats. That's not luck, that's mastery. But if you look closely at his journey, something shifts. The young Musashi was violent, driven by ego and the need to prove himself. He'd challenge anyone, anywhere, often killing his opponents without a second thought. Yet, as the years went on, something changed. He stopped seeking fights. He retreated into solitude, spent years painting, practicing calligraphy, and meditating in caves. The transformation is striking. From a man obsessed with conquering others to a hermit focused on conquering the self. It's this version of Musashi, the older, wiser one, that left us with the philosophy we're still studying today. The phrase victory over yourself doesn't just pop up randomly in Musashi's writings. It's woven throughout his entire philosophy, especially in the Book of Five Rings and Dakodo, the Way of Walking Alone, a short text he wrote just days before his death. These weren't ideas he picked up from books. They came from decades of observation, combat, and long stretches of solitude where he had nothing but his own mind to wrestle with. And that's where the real insight hit him. Discipline, not dominance, was the ultimate weapon. Musashi realized that every opponent he'd ever faced was just a mirror reflecting his own weaknesses. The ones who almost beat him, they exposed his anger, his impatience, his attachment to pride. The real fight wasn't out there, it was in here. What victory over yourself truly means. Let's break this down, because it's easy to misunderstand. When Musashi says victory, he doesn't mean triumph in the traditional sense, standing over a defeated enemy, fist in the air. He means mastery, control, the ability to act with clarity instead of reacting from emotion. And yourself? That's not your body. It's your ego, your fear, your laziness, your cravings, your need for validation. All the invisible chains that keep you from becoming who you're capable of being. Musashi believed the inner battle was harder than any duel. You can dodge a sword, but how do you dodge your own excuses? You can block a strike, but how do you block the voice in your head that says, just quit? He saw emotions like anger, pride, and fear as the real enemies. They cloud judgment. They make you sloppy. They make you weak. And in a duel, weakness meant death. In life, it means never reaching your potential. Here's where it gets practical. Musashi's teaching isn't some abstract philosophy meant for monks on mountaintops. It's about everyday life. Every single moment is a chance to practice self-mastery. Waking up early when your bed is warm? That's a duel. Controlling your temper when someone cuts you off in traffic? That's a duel. Staying focused on your work when your phone is buzzing with notifications? That's a duel. Each small choice is a battle between your higher self and your lower impulses. And the more battles you win, the stronger you become. Musashi put it beautifully. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. Translation: beat who you were yesterday, and eventually you'll surpass everyone else, not because you crushed them, but because you stopped competing with them in the first place. So how did Musashi actually train this way? Sure, he practiced swordsmanship, but that wasn't the core of his discipline. He spent years meditating, living in isolation, embracing simplicity, and constantly reflecting on his thoughts and actions. He didn't chase perfection. He chased understanding. He wanted to see clearly, to move without hesitation, to act without the interference of fear or ego. This is where the concept of mushin comes in. Literally, no mind. It's a state where you're so present, so in tune with the moment, that you act effortlessly. No overthinking, no second guessing, just pure response. And here's the thing, you can't fake mushin. You can't force it. It only comes after years of winning those small daily battles within yourself. Self-control becomes so natural that action flows like water. Okay, so you're not a samurai. You're not dueling to the death. But Musashi's philosophy? It's shockingly relevant today. Think about the modern battlefield, social media designed to hijack your attention, a culture that rewards comfort over effort, the constant temptation to compare yourself to everyone else, stress that never seems to end. Victory over yourself in today's world means having the discipline to not check your phone first thing in the morning. It means choosing to work on your goals when Netflix is right there. It means staying calm in a meeting when someone's pushing your buttons. It applies to business. Entrepreneurs who master themselves build better companies. It applies to creativity. Artists who conquer self-doubt create their best work. It applies to personal growth. People who stop blaming external circumstances and take responsibility for their inner state actually change their lives. Musashi's mindset is a rebellion against a world that wants you distracted, reactive, and weak. Let's talk about the ego, because this is where most people get stuck. The ego loves to win. It craves validation, attention, and the feeling of being right. It's terrified of failure, rejection, and looking foolish. And because of this, it keeps you in chains. Musashi understood this deeply. He warned that the moment you think you've won, you've already lost. Why? Because that smugness, that pride, that sense of arrival, it makes you stop growing. It makes you vulnerable. The true victory comes when you no longer need to win. When you're not fighting for applause or approval. When you're doing the work simply because it's the work. That's freedom. And it's the hardest thing to achieve. So, how do you actually apply this in your daily life? Here are a few principles to start with. Reflect more than you react. Before you snap back, post that angry comment, or make an impulsive decision, pause. Ask yourself, is this my higher self responding, or is this my ego? Choose discipline over comfort. Every single day, pick the harder path at least once. Wake up earlier, do the workout, have the difficult conversation. These small acts build an unshakable foundation. Seek growth, not applause. Stop measuring your worth by likes, promotions, or other people's opinions. Focus on improving a little each day. That's the real scoreboard. Improve a little each day. Musashi didn't try to become perfect overnight. He committed to constant, incremental progress. 1% better than yesterday. That's the path. Remember, mastery isn't a finish line. It's a journey that never ends. And that's exactly what makes it beautiful. The sword may rust, the body may age, but the battle within, that never ends. Musashi's greatest teaching wasn't about killing. It was about living consciously. It was about waking up to the fact that the only opponent that truly matters is the one staring back at you in the mirror. Every day, you'll face that opponent. Some days, you'll win. Some days, you'll lose. But if you keep showing up, keep fighting the good fight. Keep choosing discipline over distraction and growth over comfort. You'll become something rare in this world. You'll become someone who's conquered the hardest enemy of all, yourself. And when you conquer yourself, the world becomes your ally.